Oh, check, check, check. 1, 2. What's up, everybody, man? We back with another one. I know it's been a minute. It's definitely been a minute, man. How are we doing? See if we can catch up on what's been going on in Rhode Island high school football. Jacksonville Jaguars making a move. Later. No good. Oh, shit, I ain't even live yet. Good. What's up, everybody? It says try again, man. What is going on? We back. Yo. It's been a minute since we even came on live, but everything going on in this economy, things are just treacherous right now. Things are just crazy. But what is up, everybody, man? Big stories, right? We got Liam Cohen. Rhode Island are going over to Jacksonville Jaguars, man. A lot of stories going on about that move, man, but we can't fault the boy, walking into $68 million. So they fire Liam next year or the year after, man. They still got to pay your boy. But Tampa Bay said the way he went out, Kentucky jumped on it, but, Liam Cohen is now the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Shared this. We're going to play a quick little video. Charlie B-Ball, man. Shout out to Charlie B-Ball, man. We're going to talk all about that. Woonsocket, Villanova. What are you doing out there in Woonsocket?
That needed some help. And that's what coaching is, right? That's what coaching is all about, is trying to go help people and be around people. So, no, that was not the factor.
Well, I mean,
Okay, buddy.
The GM got bounced after he was on like Zooms with the owner at the outset of having fired Doug Peterson, like he was out front and center. Listen.
Wow, this meathead actually eats rocks.
Oh yeah.
There's no way he's going to win.
Oh, no.
So,
no way.
Cooper Tuesday. Let's go down to the Jacksonville Jaguars. What county are they in?
Duval.
Okay. All right. So,
Yes.
one more time,
Ask
please.
it again.
Oh, he's just a bad representation of Rhode Island, right? Oh. I mean, bad representation of Rhode Island, man, but
One more time.
Duval.
Okay. Liam Cohen, obviously the new head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are in the county of
Duval.
This particular takeaway here is tough, okay? Whenever you see this, it's tough. And it's hard not to say, this guy's got no chance to win.
None.
This guy, there's no way anybody's going to take him serious. There's no way any players are going to take him serious. But then I read an article, Liam Cohen talking to Rick Strad, who's a local beat reporter.
Kind of be funny. He has the whole selfie video. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, let's run that one. This one's even, you tag this one with the Duval one, and it's like, thank God I'm not in this building with this guy. But once again, here's another video that hit the internet from Liam Cohen's first day as a head coach as the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey guys, this is Liam Cohen. Just touched down in Jacksonville.
All right.
Let's get this thing started off right here. 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
No. Right.
That's the social media team's fault, right? That was a little better.
I mean, it looks like a goober there from the side angle. All the social media videos coming out of these coaches suck.
With people that are going to be able to tell you hard truths, be able to show you your blind spots, because that's really, like I mentioned, where growth occurs, when you can truly be yourself and be honest with looking in the mirror, knowing that that process to get you there was clean and it was right, and the results will speak for themselves.
Hey. So that's pretty cool, guys. You know?
Duval.
Well, there you have it. You know, Rhode Islander Liam Cohen, now the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, man. Definitely cringeworthy, man. But shout out to Liam Cohen. You know, if I was Liam Cohen's friend, if I'm Josh Lima, it's like, all right, what job are you giving me? Right? I mean, if my friend, I get a job like that, what job are you giving me? Not, do you have a job you can give me? What job are you giving me? Man, but shout out to that. You know, I think we're expecting Coach Wes Pennington to jump on. Charlie B-Ball, I think Coach Charlie B-Ball, that's the biggest news right now out of Rhode Island high school football. What was Woonsocket thinking? What was Woonsocket thinking getting rid of Charlie B-Ball? I mean, Charlie B-Ball definitely was the, you know, when you said Woonsocket, Villanovan's football, automatically you think of Charlie B-Ball. Am I even lying? Has anyone done more for their program than, you know, Coach B-Ball? You know, they cut ties. And I would say, yes, absolutely, an acclaimed winning football coach, you know, but who would have thought that they would have went this way? When Woonsocket High School announced the cut, they didn't even announce. You know, we got this how we always get this. Shout out to all our sources out there. You know, we always keep it confidential. So if you have something crazy going on in your school, in your football program, let's expose it, man. Because we got to expose that Charlie B-Ball, probably one of the greatest coaches. And when I say great, I mean, you know, he's done a lot for that football program, sending kids to college. And I look back on it, and I would say Charlie B-Ball under, you know, from 2017 till now, has probably sent more football players to play at the next level than in the history of Woonsocket High School. He's always been known for his dedication, his commitment, development to these young players. How can you say he hasn't made an undeniable mark to the Woonsocket football program while he was there? And it's such a black guy. Nadeem Robinson, shout out to him. He said it's a black eye to not only Woonsocket, to Rhode Island, to get rid of somebody like Coach B-Ball. You know, under his leadership, he got back-to-back state championships, a record of only one missed playoff appearance in his tenure, right? He's also recognized twice as the Rhode Island Interscholastic League Coach of the Year, two-time USA Today High School Coach of the Year for Rhode Island. His team has led in state academic selection not once, not twice, but 3 times. And that definitely shows his commitment to academics, to the athletics program. So whoever made the decision to part ways with Charlie B-Ball, I mean, it just raises issues, concerns among a lot of his supporters, a lot of his players. You read the comment section, which we'll get into. I didn't see one negative post about Coach B-Ball. A lot of speculation about the reason. That just don't make sense, and it don't sound like any of them is a fireable offense. Why? Because your boy wants to drive his car? Some people say the head coach absolutely has to be on the bus for accountability. But as long as you have a paid coach on the bus, it should be all good. For Charlie B-Ball's impact, it extends far beyond the football field. He's been a mentor to many, many players, whether they're on the program or not. He provided shelter when some of these guys didn't have a place to live, whether you say it's the wrong thing to do or whatever. Shout out to him. I tip my hat to him. People don't know what it's like for some of these inner city programs. These kids, sometimes the most dangerous place is when they go home. How do you feel going home and that's your most dangerous place to go? So in soccer football, man, you get the Archer Bunker Award. You know what I mean? Out of here. I mean, because he didn't ride the game bus or mishandled paperwork, considered injured players or the injury report, whatever that is. I mean, these claims, it just don't make sense to the positive legacy that Coach B-Ball, as young as he is, has built over the years. And I know that the Woonsocket football community, they are not happy with the news. A lot of people don't even believe that his actions could even warrant a drastic move. Put a 1 in the chat if you think not riding the bus, the paperwork issue, was a positive reason for them to fire Coach B-Ball. Put a 2 in the chat if Woonsocket was wrong. Yes, we stand by you, Coach Charlie. Shout out to Nadim Barrels up there also watching UMass Dortmund. Shout out to Steve Supple. Shout out to you. Hashtag free Charlie. Nah, absolutely. Charlie B-Ball has done so much, so much for the program. I mean, absolutely. He has done so much for the program. So as it settles, right, we're going to see what the Woonsocket program and the players, the legacy of Coach B-Ball, it's going to continue to resonate. But what happens with Woonsocket football? Woonsocket football goes way back. It goes, I think Woonsocket football goes downhill from here. I mean, as hard as it is to get players, and you have a coach like Coach B-Ball, steering the ship. And we all know even he had trouble keeping the right amount of players on the field because it's not it's not easy in 2025 to field a football program. So I just think, what you did for football, what you did for them kids in Woonsocket, it's just sad, man. It really is. Charlie B-Ball was the, when you said Woonsocket football, I mean, a lot of people, even people that don't usually leave comments, were leaving comments about Coach B-Ball. Let's see if I can show you all some of these comments. What coach is safe? If you can get rid of a coach like Coach B-Ball, who is safe? Coach Jala. Wow. Not good, he said. Absolutely. Nadim Robinson, man. Not a good look. Rhode Island, what the hell are we doing? You won't find a more dedicated to the kids in that area. This is a black guy on the state, which I said earlier. Shout out to my man Ablo, former over there at Central High School. Yeah, they done messed up. This is such an awful move. Coach has helped so many kids he worked with at the middle school. He's helped so many kids. And we're also happy to get to high school just to play football and have a coach like Charlie B-Ball. My son is one of them who helped him so much in the school. His behavior has also changed. Let's talk about the fact that the school even canceled a recruiter coming up in the school because they wanted to try to control the narrative and they didn't want people to know the truth. But how much does the school care about these kids getting to college? You're going to cancel with a program that takes more Rhode Island kids than anyone. You're going to cancel that coach from coming up to a school visit. So screw the kids that want to go to college, right? God forbid a coach takes his own car to a game, which I highly doubt is true, but they'll keep a teacher who got married to a former student. Whoa. Did I read that right? I mean, not surprised. We all seen the situation in Westerly with the restorative coach. You know what I mean? He was the first one charged, and I'm glad I could say I exposed that situation as well. You're going to be a teacher, a sub, whatever you are, you're working in the building and you want to take advantage of a student. So now we have a teacher that married a former student. That's nasty work. That is such nasty work. Yeah, we need to know who that teacher is. I'm curious who the teacher is. Someone said, haha, oh my God. I'll let a teacher try and hook up with a child. What is going on up there at Woonsocket High School? They definitely need to reevaluate their priorities, man. Is this true? Can anybody attest to this? This is insane. Not only was he a coach, he was also a person to look up to and a person to talk to. He was there for everyone, no matter who it was. He always took the negative out of everything and made it positive. No other coach made me love the sport and grind my ass off like him. He's a good role model. Woonsocket School District full of clowns. Another coach said it's more than football, and the AD clearly doesn't get it. Come on, man. Put some words of inspiration in the chat for Coach B-Ball, man. Let him know that, we got your back, bro. This is the most active football team has ever been in Woonsocket, and now they'll hire some teacher who doesn't care, and it'll go downhill. I've seen this move happen over and over again. You don't think there's politics in Rhode Island high school football? How did Coach Skirker get away with his BS until we exposed that situation as well? And within 10 days, your boy was resigning. We always going to hold it. We always going to be accountable. The hate's going to come. I don't care. It ain't nothing y'all can do. A former player of Charlie, this is absurd. He's one of the most influential people in my life. He embodied what Novan pride meant. He poured his blood, sweat, and tears into this program. Then they turn around and do this to him is insane. He is also pretty much the only reason Woonsocket is getting a new sports complex behind the high school. All the advocating he did for that, all the energy he put in, and to be treated like this is a shame. And I know this broke Coach B-Ball's heart. I know it broke him down. And sometimes this is what the school administration wants to do. They want to break you down. And the city, I got more comments coming in. The city, the town, like Woonsocket, the community is definitely behind Coach B-Ball. And check this out. He is not the only coach that they did this to. This is just disgusting. He is not the only coach that they have done this to. The city is clearly behind Charlie. I think the ED needs to come out publicly and speak on this, or her job should be in jeopardy. The athletic director. I'm sorry. Too bad. Yeah, we like to hear from the athletic director, but you know what? The athletic director canceled, a 3-time conference championship recruiter from coming in and talking to the kids. The athletic director and if Charlie's willing to come on and talk about this, I would love to have it, but I'm not sure he would, but there's definitely Charlie is welcome to come on the show and talk about this. What is the reason? Jonah J. Chapman said, what is the reason? The reason supposedly is that he took his private vehicle to the games and he didn't ride the bus. That is pretty, let me try to do it this way. Okay, here he comes. We're gonna take a break from this and we're gonna bring Coach Pennington on. What's up, Coach?
Not much. What's happening, buddy?
Not much. How are we doing?
Doing all right, man. Doing all right. Haven't seen you since the beginning of the year, so Happy New Year, man.
Yeah, you as well. You know, with everything going on, finance has been tough, so I had to kind of balance, priorities, but yeah, I've been jonesing to get back on here and talk to the people, and I thought this was a good week to do it. It's snowing out there. Awesome. Well, it was snowing out there. Roads are clearing up now.
Yeah, roads are
Charlie
pretty good right
B-Ball,
now.
what do you think? What do you think about Coach B-Ball, Woonsocket?
It's a tough break for Charlie. Charlie's a good coach, good dude. Definitely a tough break for him.
Yeah, now the reason it is, that he didn't ride the bus. He took his private car, but he said he had paid coaches on the bus and, a mishandling some paperwork, but neither one of them sounds like, it warrants, a coach like that being fired. Do you ride the team bus?
I do ride the team bus. There was one time that I did not ride the team bus. But I did have, paid coaches on the bus. I met them at the field. But I mean, stuff happens sometimes where you might not be able to. But as a rule, I do ride the team bus.
Is it a rule?
I don't know. Well, I would have imagined that it wasn't a rule that was written for me to read, but I would imagine that, the school wants the head coach on the bus because you never know what could happen on the school bus,
Yeah, it is your responsibility. I can see that. But, you just see a coach like Charlie, and if you read the comments, 84 comments, which was pretty good. And not one was negative. They were all in favor of Coach B-Ball. We have a hurt community, kids that say that, like I heard over the week, like Charlie actually took kids in that had nowhere to go because sometimes the most dangerous place for some of these kids are going home.
Yeah, no, I know it's a tough community that he coaches in, and he was a good guy, and sure his heart went out, for all the kids to do all that he could to take care of them. It's too bad. Sounds like maybe the administration wants to go a different route right now.
Well, yeah, because from what I understand, it's in the sports department, they cleaning house. If you read the comments, the baseball coach got out of there. The Eddie Insko said, real good coach, very sad to hear. But there was comments saying that they've been getting rid of a bunch of coaches, some mid-season, some out of season. They're getting a new field coming up, new look. Maybe they have someone in mind that could take over the program.
Maybe, or maybe they just feel like now's the time to make a change. Who knows? Not being in the room during the discussions, it's hard to say. I do know that Charlie put his heart and soul into coaching Woonsocket. We had a chance to meet up with him in the playoffs this year, and it was a good football team and well coached. Kids were good kids. They weren't like there weren't issues on the field with them or all afterwards. They all congratulatory in the win. So and from what I've seen over the years of being around, even when I was in North Smithfield and Charlie took over the team, they were successful. They won Super Bowls, been the championships, been competitive year in and year out. So, I just it's a little bit mind-boggling, but it's one of those things. I think that when they're looking for change, then anything matters. You know what I mean? Anything that you do matters.
We've seen this over the years. EWG was notorious for this. A lot of schools would do this, get rid of good coaches, and I just never understood why. You have somebody good in there who's really doing the right thing, and then all of a sudden you bring a guy in that this isn't Madden football. You bring a guy in that learns everything on the internet, and the program fumbles.
Yeah. I wish the best for Woonsocket football and their program. I also wish the best for Charlie. Hey, but I have to look at it from the lens of faith. And usually when God closes one door, it's because he's opening another door. So there's something, out there for Charlie that he's going to fall into. He's going to find himself in a better situation.
Oh, absolutely. Like from the moment I posted this, coaches actually responded to me, reach out to Charlie. If he wants a job, he has one. If he wants a job, he's got it. So I know plenty of places that will absolutely open their door to a coach like Charlie.
Hey, you know what, Charlie? If you want to come coach in West Warwick, man, come on over.
Here we go. We have another one. We have another one. So Charlie said that the only thing I own is burgundy and white, and I was like, I was like, the only school they can go to is LaSalle now. But I think Charlie will bounce back. But
absolutely,
I don't think the people in his community are happy about anything going on. They have a petition going on to take him back. But with Charlie, I mean, I wouldn't go back. But West Warwick coach, you guys had 2 great seasons back to back. You made it to the Super Bowl in Division III as well as in Division II. And I think you're the only program that came down from 3 to 2 that stayed toe-to-toe with all of these teams that were in Division II.
Yeah, I mean, we had a great season. Kids showed up. We had, I think we had the largest number of kids to come out for the program. I don't know if ever, but in a very long time for West Warwick. So, we were able to be motivated and, get the kids in the right positions. I mean, we did, suffer through some injuries late in the season, but we were able to overcome those injuries and, put together a really solid run to the championship.
I had James Branch, back of the year, and if anybody, I have no idea like what's in their head if they didn't have him back of the year.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's definitely the best back in the state. I think his numbers prove it and show it. I think when he was out there, doing his best, we were unstoppable. So, I hope that at the end of the day, when they do have that banquet and they pick it, that he's that guy that they pick.
Absolutely. No, I definitely, I don't think anybody, I mean, a lot of people, I'll save that for another show, but I just think, I think he's definitely back of the year. He has the numbers, he has the stats, he has the grades. I mean, we got to take that into consideration as well.
Yep.
I'm hearing there's kids on teams with a 0.7. Like, how can you have a 0.7 grade point average? You just got to show up.
But Mike, I gotta say, although we had James out there and James was a huge factor in our success, but we also had a bunch of other guys out there that played great football this year for us. Kyle Swanson and Nate Corona and I hate to start naming names. Isaac Cesares. I feel like I'll miss somebody. You know what I mean? But we had a good football team. You know what I mean? So there were a good number of guys out there that were really playing good football.
No, absolutely. You definitely had a great class. Now, how do we look going forward?
So we graduated. Let's see. We graduated 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to say we graduated 6, 7 guys from that team. So we have a good nucleus coming back. I think people are surprised, and that's the test of the program. When I first came in, they hadn't won a game in 2 years, and We ended up going to we didn't make the playoffs that first year. The second year, we ended up going to the semis. Then we graduated, I think, 10 or 15 guys from that team. Then the second year, the third year, we ended up going to actually the second year, we graduated 25 kids from that team. The third year, we ended up going to the state championship after we graduated 25 kids. And then we graduated another, I think, 10 kids from that team. And then we went to the state championship again this year. You know what I mean? So I think, you know, the true test of the program is, can you do it year in, year out, losing guys, key quality guys, but still having good quality kids that can come in and fill those shoes. And I really, truly believe that this group coming back will be just as competitive as we were last year.
Absolutely. You know, not to get into politics, but this is school related. I know you are a pastor. How do you feel about the president making just two genders? And how do you feel about kicking, you know, the boys out of girls' sports and vice versa?
Yeah, so I got to go with what, you know, my Bible says. You know, my Bible says when they created them male and female. You know, and God don't make mistakes, man. You know, so that's what I got to go with. President and what decisions that he makes, you know, everyone's got to kind of, you know, make their own choices and things. In reference to guys playing in women's sports, you know, I disagree with that as well. I think, you know, guys should play guys sports and women play women's sports. I mean, that's the whole thing. You know, they have different standards, and for the Army, they have different standards in the military. So why would we now allow someone who's stronger, you know, bigger, to play a sport that, you know, they shouldn't be playing? So,
No, absolutely.
I mean, that's just my opinion. You know, who am I? I'm just a kid, that guy that lives in West Warwick, pastors the church, and coaches football.
I mean, yeah, but if we all had that, like, it's who am I? My opinion don't matter, you know, then none of us would have an opinion, basically. And where would we be? They would just do what they want to do. But I think you're absolutely right. There's only a man and a woman. And I mean, boys should not be in girls' sports. You know, they always make the thing, what if LeBron James all of a sudden said, I want to go in the WNBA?
Exactly.
You know, and cycling, the girl, the guy that identified as a girl was 5 hours faster than the best national record.
Right.
Weightlifting,
that's
500 pounds stronger.
Yeah.
Than the best girls record. So
it's not right. You know, I mean, people can choose how they choose, what they want to choose. But, you know, if you want to choose to be a different gender, then that's fine. Do that. No judgment here, right? We'll still love you. But that means you can't play a sport, then, at least not the sport that you claim a profession to be. You know what I mean? You just have to, you know, still go under what you were born as. You know, like I said, God don't make mistakes. You know, I mean, by us saying that, you know, I really identify with a different gender than I am, that's really us saying that, hey, you know what, God messed up on this one. You know what I mean? And he made me this, and I'm really not, and that's not the truth.
No, exactly. And, you know, you're a boy, you're a girl, you're white, you black, you Spanish, Latino. I mean, I don't think it'll go over too well if I identified as African American. You know, I think people be a little pissed off. So, but where's the stop? But I'm glad that now hopefully it is going to stay this way, you know, because guys should not be in girls' sports. The thousands of scholarships that females lost along the way the last 4 years, thousands of scholarships in 4 years. Amazing. Wow. Amazing. Wow. You know, but you ready for the
thanks,
Super Bowl?
Ed. Appreciate you, Ed. Yeah, man. I'm thinking the Philly's going to take this. At least I'm hoping that Philly takes it. But you know what? I feel like, though, you know, I'm like so many people were with New England when New England was running, had the big run, you know, and everybody was hating on us. You know, Kansas City has a good run going, man, and I feel like everybody's hating on them because they're winning. Everybody hates a winner, you know. So, you know, I do feel, though, that this is going to be a really good football game. But Kansas City is Kansas City, man, and, you know, they're a good football team. They know how to win big games, just like New England did back in the day. So, you know, it's going to be a tough one for Philly to overcome.
A lot of people are comparing Patrick Mahomes to Tom Brady, but I was like, wait a minute. Tom Brady did it for 2 decades. And you might be the best in this decade, but 2
Yeah,
decades.
and not only that, he did it with 2 teams. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he
all
won
right,
a Super
so
Bowl
if
with
Pat
2
wants to
teams.
compare himself, yeah, leave Kansas City and go to Minnesota and win one. You know what I mean? Then we'll be able to compare you.
And I
But
think
he
he
can't
also
compare to
lost
Tom.
to Brady. I don't think he ever beat
Of
Brady
course.
either.
Yeah, no, he's lost to Brady. So it's one of those things. I mean, don't take nothing away from Patrick Mahomes. He's a great quarterback. He's definitely going to go down in the Hall of Fame as a great quarterback. But the GOAT is the GOAT.
Absolutely. Go back to Max Preps and you go back to Patrick Mahomes, and he played in several sports. So in high school, he was very, very good. So respect to him. But I got to say that Kansas City did get a lot of help from the Stripes this year. So I mean,
Well, you know what, Mike? It's like this though. Think about it for a second, right? And it goes like in every sport you think about, it goes this way. Like, look, people say that the Celtics get calls. You know what I mean? But when you're good and you're competing at a high level and you're consistently there in the top, refs are going to look at you differently. Because you're playing a higher level than everybody else. So you're gonna get the benefit of a lot of calls. That's just the way it is, and that's in every sport. The Patriots got it. People complained about the Patriots getting calls when they were winning. Now people complain that Celtics aren't getting called on certain fouls and stuff like that. So that's always the cry when a team is really doing well and they're being successful, that they're getting the benefit of calls. But hey, the refs are out there, man. I don't believe that in the NFL, anyone's staging anything or anyone's, any refs making calls for the benefit of Kansas City. I think they're out there just trying to do their jobs, and ref a good football game. And hey, guess what? They're human, so they're gonna miss stuff or they're gonna make mistakes on stuff as well. That's all part of the game. And I think most people don't realize when they look at football, actually any sport really, where there's a referee involved, that they are part of that game. Like, so these refs, they're part of the football game. You have to take that into account when you're planning and strategizing and figuring out how you want to be successful on the field.
Absolutely. And I want to say congratulations, man. Just a big, big congratulations to Logan Jelinas over here, being recruited to UMass Dartmouth.
Awesome.
To be recruited to college out of high school in 2025 and going forward, you have to be at the top of your game because of the transfer portal.
Absolutely. Your grade's got to be right. Everything's got to be right there. And if it's not, then it's going to be hard for you. A lot of high school football players are finding that out.
And big shout out to Glenn Sermos and his family making a small donation to the program. Really appreciate it.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yep. Hey, big shout out to Ryan McCormick too.
Absolutely.
Ryan does.
Ryan works his butt off over there, recruiting guys in and out, just doing, like, who recruits more Rhode Island kids than Coach McCormick does? And I think it's because of his drive. He's at all the games or most of the games. I don't know how he does it, but
yeah,
he got like a teleport or something.
Yeah.
Hey,
Mike, let me ask you a question, man. How did you get all your info, bro? Because you hit me up with something the other day. I was like, how did you know?
Mike knows everything. Mike, people be like, you crazy. I can't believe it. Even Coach Bebo was like, how do you already know? I think because I think people know that I could be trusted with the information. You never heard, hey, Mikey said this about you or Mikey said that about you. And I respect the confidentiality. But shout out to you. Just getting an offer like that is awesome. You know what I mean? And it just shows what you've done along the way, because not everybody can go up another level, or is even invited to go up to the next level.
Yeah, I'm a wizard. We got to win a ship before I leave this place.
Absolutely, man.
We've been knocking on the door too many times. We got to kick that thing in. So,
see, Mikey knows. I get that question a lot. How'd you know? Somebody said to me, did you get permission to talk about? I was like, I don't need permission. This is news. Let me tell you, high school football coaches are paid with public dollars, right? You have public figures, So we're going to talk about it. Good, bad, or indifferent. I try to, when people call me and tell me things now, in the beginning, I was like, shit, everything I was putting out there. But then I try to say, wait a minute, I gotta weigh it and make sure it's the right information, So
right, smart, very smart. Hey, shout out to you too, Mike, for always being there, always supporting. always supporting
8
the game of
years, man.
football.
8 years been
Yeah,
going
that's
on.
huge. That is huge. And shout out to you, man, doing a great job. Putting it out there, putting good information out there. Vetting all the stuff that's coming into you. To make sure that the information that you do share is accurate and right. So yeah, man, kudos to you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. You're a good man for that. Thank you. There's a lot of great coaches out there, a lot of good men out there coaching the game, but we'll see what happens, Hopefully we can continue to bring good men into football, because the demographics is definitely changing. A lot of these kids, they're just not growing up with. Now we're not the right role models. It's just different, man.
It's different. Yeah, it is different. But hey, different doesn't mean bad. Different just means different. You know what I mean? And sometimes, as coaches, we have to switch up and change up, our what we see and what we think of something. You know what I mean? Our strongholds of what we think the game should be and how the game should be played. Because hey, things have changed. So when things change, you have to change with it. In order to be successful. So, the kids these days are a little different than the kids, were when I was growing up. But that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It just means what we got to do is we got to change our tactics and our strategies and how to get them better and to make them better people as well as better football players.
A lot of coaching jobs switching up, a lot of coaching jobs. Coventry's still waiting to hire a new coach. And I know you're probably anxious to see who they hire. Because they are, not really. I got to say, man, you did keep a promise to West Warwick, man. You brought the trophy back.
Yeah, of course. We're going to keep it now, too. We're going to keep
now, was that true? I heard during your interview, that was one of the things they asked you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what, though? For me, that's an easy one to say, an easy one to make, because, I just have confidence that, we're going to do the right things on the football field as coaches and we're going to be successful. And if not right away, eventually we would get the trophy back, So it was nice. It's nice to have it back in West Warwick. The heartbeat for football in West Warwick is strong right now, so hopefully that parlays into, our youth programs being stronger, high school program being stronger and having more success.
A lot of people don't realize that behind Burrillville, you're the next most winningest school for Super Bowls. Burrillville, I think, holds the lead, followed by West Warwick. And Hendrickens maybe about a dozen behind.
Yeah, just think if we had won these last two championships, right? Division III and Division II, we'd be tied with them right now.
And shout out to Coach Ferraro. I had him number 1 this year. You right behind him for Division II Coach of the Year. It went to Marcone. Absolutely. You did it with several programs and you came into a school that was, I'll say it was a dumpster fire. You came into the dumpster fire and in 2 years, you're already hitting the playoffs. In the first year, you was a step from it. You were like right there, 3 years, you're in the semis. I mean, you're in the Super Bowl year 3 and then year 4, I believe you're in another Super Bowl.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, last year was our 4th year there, two Super Bowls. We didn't get one, but hey, we're right there. The program. I think what people have to realize is that you can have talented kids on the field, but it's really about the program and the culture. And sometimes you have to change the culture. That takes time. So you can have success even though the culture is changing. But when the culture catches up to your success or catches up to your talent, that's when you're going to start to see championships come in. And I think we're right at the cusp of that happening in West Warwick.
Absolutely, man. With Coach Pennington, always it's a blessing talking to you.
You as well, Mike.
On a Sunday,
I know.
Especially on
God's
a Sunday,
day,
man. God's
don't
day.
work on
That's
God's
right.
day.
Praise God, man. I think this country, God's been praising America. It's time for America to praise God.
Man, you said something right there.
Absolutely, man. The Jets are moving on from Aaron Rodgers, man. So all you Jets fans, man, I don't know, some of you happy, some of you sad, but
they should be happy, man. Aaron Rodgers, he's had his day, man. His day's past him. Jet fans should be happy about that, man. They get an opportunity to get a real good quarterback in there. Someone's going to help lead them in the future, to the future.
What do you think about Liam Cohen? Getting a job with the Jaguars, him being a Rhode Island guy.
Yeah, good for Liam. Good for him, man. It's always good when local guys make it big, and do good things and big things, So good for him, man. I hope he has great success over there. It's a fickle game when you get to the NFL, though. One day they like you, the next day they're throwing you out. So, I just hope that he has some success so he can have some longevity over there at that position or coaching in the NFL. Period. Like I told you before, Mike, you can't celebrate your successes. You know what I mean? Because first day you're coming in, it's when Jesus came in, he's like, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest, right? 7 days later, they were like, crucify him, crucify him. So you got to kind of keep that mentality in your mind. One day you could be on top of the hill. The next day, you could be, asked to leave and, it's saying crucify him. So,
You're getting a point to what I was going to say. I said, a wise man told me that, I said, they love you. And he said, they love Jesus too.
Yes, sir. They loved him when he came in. Hey, Hosanna in the highest, right? 7 days later, crucify him. So, I think Charlie may be feeling a little bit of that right now. So that's why it's good to keep your head up, man. Charlie, if you're listening, if you hear this, keep your head up. Good things are coming your way.
Yeah, poor Charlie's besides himself, man. I feel real bad. But Coach Pennington, thank you, man. I'm looking forward to another great season.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully you could be at Cranston Stadium for the last game of the year again.
Yeah, we hope, man. We pray.
Let's go Wizards.
Yes, sir. Go Wizards.
All right, Coach. Buddy. God bless. Bye-bye. It's always good to talk to Coach Pennington, big friend of the podcast. Shout out to him. And again, shout out to Glenn Sermis and his family, for making a small contribution to the podcast. The Nelson family, shout out to you guys, man. Really, really appreciate it. But yeah, so Steve Suffolk said that there is always a coach or an adult on the bus, whether the equipment manager, assistant coach, there was always an adult on the bus. Now, some coaches say the head coach should be on the bus, but no matter what they say, I don't see how they can warrant, a guy like Coach B-Ball, being let go from the program. Shout out to Coach B-Ball, for what he did. I'm going to get back to, oops. I'm going to get back to some of them comments that we were going over, with Coach B-Ball. Yeah, but shout out to Charlie. Done a lot of things, and I know Charlie has definitely been very, very depressed over this. He's somebody that goes above and beyond for his players, and not some of his players, all of his players. Okay, we'll come right here. I think this is a pretty let me get that back up there. And if anybody wants to come on the show and talk about what's going on, I could put the link out there. But Kelly Rice said, this is absolutely disgusting. The reason they have given made absolutely no sense. My son is going into his senior as a starting quarterback. The last 3 years, Coach Charlie has been there for my son, Patrick, and many others on and off the field. Always looking out for all these kids. Charlie is there for the kids every step of the way. I have never seen or even met the principal. Has he even been to a game to see any of the interaction with Charlie and his team? Probably not. And canceling a visit yesterday with my son and others with a college coach. Why? Because you didn't want it known what the high school did? The superintendent, principal, and everyone else claim that they are there for the kids. However, if you play sports, that ain't the case. Baseball season starts in a month. Where's the head coach? They don't even have a head coach in Woonsocket. Don't even have a head coach. So what do you think will happen to football? Nice comment right there. I don't know Charlie personally, but I have what I think is pretty good perspective for being an outsider. the amount of time, the effort, the love, the dedication he puts into the program probably had him making pennies per hour. I don't know much, or better yet, anything about football, but what I do know is he's always out of his way to do things for his team, like a proud older brother would. Not only do I feel bad for the team, but I feel bad for him because the team was his absolute life and his reason. That's sad, man. That actually made me sad because I know the love that Charlie put in for the program. And now he's looking himself in the mirror and saying, what kind of man am I without football? Who am I without football? And I messaged Charlie and I said, get back on the grind, even if you're not coaching Woonsocket, and go be there for another kid. This is Woonsocket's loss. Parents, it's up to you to stand up. You put these people in their seats. Go to the school committee meeting. Raise hell. I mean, even if they made a mistake and said, Charlie, you can come back to the program, would he? Would he feel, is there any responsibility? Is there any protection for Coach B-Ball? Like, come on. What a stupid decision. As a good friend of Charlie's, this guy dedicated all his time to the team and his players. I worked countless overnight hours with him where he would be working on plays while doing his duties. Shame. That's right. Shame on the Woonsocket program, man. Shout out to that. And I know Charlie didn't put me up to this. I do shit on my own. And this is what I do. We stand on what we talk about. We hold everybody accountable. Everybody. The kids love their coach. He has been such a positive role model. Like, this goes on and on and on. Look, all these comments, they are all in favor of Coach B-Ball. I know more than a few young men who've been under his leadership. They sing nothing but praise for him. Sad days for Woonsocket High School. Coach Blake Simpson says, worst decision a school department could have made. He's helped so many young men be on the field. You know, so I just wanted to get out here, get on the live and talk about this, man. You know, Coach B-Ball has done so much. On a separate, issue, man, if you want to sponsor the podcast, you want to be a part of it, let me know. We definitely have some sponsorship opportunities going on. It's just not easy, running these platforms, so we have a Cash App that you can donate to the Cash App. We really appreciate it. I will put the Cash App up on the screen. It's actually Cash App. Can we keep it real? You want to sponsor every episode? We'll say, this episode is brought to you by, so and so. Shout outs. We take a picture, put a video up. During the football season, we're getting 250,000 views a month. So definitely let me know. Send me an inbox. Give me a message. Big shout out to Hunter Omridge of Westerly Bulldog alumni. World of Sports milestones and moments where it's celebrating. And Hunter has over 600 career assists over at Dean College. So shout out to him. Anything I'm missing? We talked about the Liam Cohen situation. Yep. Hashtag free Charlie, man. Shout out to Coach B-Ball. Thank you everybody for supporting the program. Big congratulations to Liam Cohen. We'll be right back. That didn't work out too well. Let me get that back. Hold on. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. Give me a second to get this up here. There we go.
With a group of players that needed some help. And that's what coaching is, right? That's what coaching is all about, is trying to go help people and be around people. So no, that was not the factor.
Well, I mean, you know,
Okay, buddy.
the GM got bounced after he was on like Zooms with the owner at the outset of having fired Doug Peterson, like he was out front and center. Listen.
Wow, this meathead actually eats rocks.
Oh yeah.
There's no way he's going to win. So, Goober Tuesday. Let's go down to the Jacksonville Jaguars. What county are they in?
Duval.
Okay, all right. So,
Yes.
one more time,
Ask
please.
it again.
One more time.
Duval.
Okay. You know, Liam Cohen, obviously the new head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are in the county of
Duval.
this.
Yo. You wouldn't even know my man was from Rhode Island.
Particular takeaway here is tough. Okay. Whenever you see this, it's tough. And it's hard not to say this guy's got no chance to win.
None.
This guy, there's no way anybody's going to take him serious. There's no way any players are going to take him serious. But then I read an article, Liam Cohen talking.
Does Liam Cohen have a chance of winning in the NFL? You know, let's not sit here and act like Baker Mayfield was a scrub. People say he rejuvenated Mayfield's career. Rejuvenated what? There's a reason why Tampa Bay gave Baker Mayfield $100 million. Baker Mayfield was already a great football player, right? So you got to kind of take that into consideration. You know, your word is your bond. You know, a lot of people say that this situation with Liam Cohen is that Wednesday he goes back to Tampa Bay. He talks to them. Yeah, you know, I like the Jaguars job. He said, I'll tell you what, name your price. Liam Cohen says, $4 or $5 million. Done. Deal done. Handshake. Liam Cohen handshakes about the deal. Comes to an agreement. Your word is your bond. Next morning, Liam Cohen gets up, and he don't go to Tampa Bay. He flies to Jacksonville. Well, by the time he lands in Jacksonville, Tampa Bay gets a phone call. Tampa Bay gets a phone call, and it says, Liam Cohen has just landed in Jacksonville. What? Now, the story goes, they call Liam Cohen. He says, I'm at the hospital with my kid. You're at the hospital with your kid. Yo, we got to stand 10 toes down, Liam, man. You know, I don't blame Liam for taking that Jacksonville job. I mean, 6 years, guaranteed pay. Like, they have to pay him that $13 million a year. I don't blame him for doing that. I am a little upset because when you look up Rhode Island, the first thing it talks about is corruption. And now we can't be trusted. And now we have another guy from Rhode Island going out there and just proving another point that Rhode Islanders can't be trusted.
Rick Stroud, who's a local beat reporter.
Kind of be funny. He has the whole selfie video. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, let's run that one. This one's even. This one's you tag this one with the Duval one, and it's like, thank God I'm not in this building with this guy. But once again, here's another video that hit the internet from Liam Cohen's first day as a head coach as the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey guys, this is Liam Cohen. Just touched down in Jacksonville.
All right.
Let's get this thing started off right here. 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Let me say, your boy should never say that again. Ever.
No.
That's the social media team's fault, right?
That was a little better.
I mean, it looks like a goober there from the side angle. All the social media videos coming out of these coaches suck.
With people that are going to be able to tell you hard truths, be able to show you your blind spots, because that's really, like I mentioned, where growth occurs, when you can truly be yourself and be honest with looking in.
Look, don't say honest, Liam. Don't say honest.
The mirror, knowing that process to get you there was clean.
No, it wasn't clean, Liam. It wasn't clean. I'm sorry. I can call a spade a spade. I don't blame him for taking the 13 million. It comes to like 60-some million. Absolutely not. But let's not sit there and act like you have any integrity at all.
And it was right, and the results will speak for themselves.
Hey. Well, that's pretty cool, guys. You know?
Duval.
And then the Kentucky coach comes out and he says, hey, I'm not surprised because Liam Cohen did the same shit to us. You know, they did the same shit to us, but, you know, big shout out to Coach Charlie B-Ball. You know, hope he lands on his feet. I hope Woonsocket could get their head out of their ass, you know, and do the right thing for their program. Baseball's starting very, very soon. Pretty soon all the snow will be gone. It'll be summertime. You know, get ready for spring sports. And I appreciate everybody who contributed, everybody who, you know, and if you want to make a donation, we really appreciate it. You want to be a sponsor, let us know. You know, being a sponsor just knows that, you know, you get first dibs on stuff. When something goes down, we let you know. You know, we do what we got to do it. And we definitely are keep plugging your business. During the football season, you know, we're hitting 250,000 views a month. I mean, that many people could see your product. You know, if you only knew everything that I have invested here, it's just ridiculous. You could probably buy a Hyundai. You know, not a bad car. You know, but yeah, big shout out to Coach B-Ball. The kids in the community love and respect him. This is ridiculous. You know, and we're waiting for Coventry. You know, I told you this guy was out of here. See ya. You know, but we're waiting to hear a new coach for Coventry. I think Julio O'Donnell is probably going to be, you know, one of the finalists being selected over there. You know, we'll definitely have to wait and see. But big shout out. And speaking of Goobers, there's your boy Eric Rube. You know what I mean? Always 2 steps back. Shout out to Coach Marcone. You know, basically got, you know, a Coach of the Year award. You know, they should just come out with, when coaches resign, give them a Lifetime Achievement Award. Why are we taking awards from coaches that should have got Coach of the Year? You know, and someone said, Mikey, you know, was Coach Marcone a great coach? And I said, well, he makes it to the championships. And they said, but it's LaSalle. They get most of the best kids in the state. Of course they make it to the championship. But how many has he won? I said, oh. They said, you do the math alone, it should be a 70-30 split at best. And I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Wins. Not everybody. The older coaches. They want to cry. They want to go to these RIIL meetings. And they want to cry. We're not competitive. We can't do this. I can't be in. What are we doing here?
Listen, no one's going to give you more coverage. No one's going to be at more games. No one's going to be more informed. I'm not just some guy sitting in his basement spouting off about who's winning games and who's doing what. We're real. The rebellion is real. Providence Journal coverage is going to be real this year. It's almost here. 3 days away.
How could we say that goof, Eric Rube, is not my son? How can we say he's not my son? Look, he's over here like really sending shots at me. You know, he's a goof. He's a goof. But I appreciate everybody. But we are out of here.
This is not Clown Town anymore.
I love what Mikey does. Sometimes I'm like, yo, you over the edge, TMZ with it. But
The boy gonna do you something nasty.
I hate to say it, more times than not, he get the results he want.
Right, and to be honest with you, I honestly don't think it's over. Honestly, I think exactly what this state needs. We've always needed a platform where we can call out the nonsense,
the repercussions,
and give people the props that they deserve, and call out the people who are full of it. And honestly, I think that more and more people are starting to utilize Mike's platform for that. And honestly, I know a lot of folks. A lot of people talk to me, "Oh, Emerson, like you're on there and you talk this and you talk that," and I'm like, "Listen," I said. Name one thing that he's been wrong about. And then there's silence.
Let's go. Come take a ride through my city life. See what my city's like. It's the city life. For some, it's a shitty life. This is city living. Mostly them city children. From my bedroom, see the lights of them city buildings. Ain't gotta act hard. Private's my backyard. I run road out. You can call me a track star. And we a team, homie. All is one. I don't sleep until all is done. I ain't ruckus, so please don't call me Mr. 401.
When I drop you off, you never see your father soft. 48 hours of the week, it's not enough for us to speak. It's not enough for me to teach. I wanna hug you, you're out of reach. You're so far away, I just want you here with me. Just know this wasn't up to me. Driving from your mama crib, I find it hard to breathe. Hard to tell you what I mean, but
It's more than Family Guy. I know you heard of your boy Japan, and I'm rocking out with Chris Clark. He from the West Coast, I'm from Rhode Island. Let's get it going now. It's how it's going down. Brody got its own style. Smallest state in the nation, but we so proud. Yeah, we so proud. Screaming out loud. Here we go, come on. Haven for the hustlers, scramble for the dollar. Whole state corrupt, blood money for tomorrow. Still a plantation, bunch of niggas wearing collars. Whether in the gutter or a fucking brown scholar. And from the east to the west, little Brody in the house, man, we always been fresh. And from the north to the south, I love where I'm from, better watch your mouth. We from. And where you from, where you from?
Fuck Joe Biden. Excuse me. Fuck Joe Biden.
Accountable. And that's where the Can We Keep It Real podcast came in. This was a platform that I dedicated to promoting student athletes.
I'm Stan's little brother. It's that you can look within and try to make amends. This is for my brother Stan. I hope you understand. This is truly yours. Your other biggest fan. Why do I feel so alone? I'm trying to cope. I can't believe that this has been so long. So I wrote this on the road. I know you're on tour. I just don't know why my heart turns so cold. Why do I feel so alone? I'm trying to cope. I got this pain in my heart. It won't go. That's why I'm feeling so alone. And I don't wanna go, so I'm praying to the Lord, like, help me, please, I still I know you're probably sick of hearing this, but please call back. Hey, pain.
Accountable. And that's where